Okay. Now, again, if you know how to factor today, it's really super easy. If you're struggling with factoring, this is another chance for you to kind of say, give me a little bit of help, and I'll try to throw some help your way. We're starting in the middle. Today, in the first class, obviously, I went down and we just did the first, all right? And now with you guys, I'm going to do this one, all right? Now, again, I was trying to tell some people in my other class, if you're struggling, we have 4 days off. All right, I'm posting the videos for the first column, the second column, and the third column today. If you're still not understanding factoring, go back and listen to the videos. All right, I promise you it'll be helpful. All right, now for us today though, all right, we're introducing how to solve quadratics. All right, now what's a quadratic? Quadratic just means it's an equation that has x to the second power in it. All right, but we can solve x to the third after today and x to the fourth and so on and so forth. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want everybody to do this. If I said that a, b equals 0, somebody tell me what has to be true. What has to be true?
One of those two variables has to equal 0.
That is 100% correct. Either a equals 0 or b equals 0. That's called the 0 property. All right?
Or both.
And that is true also. All right? Because they're different letters, they both could actually be 0. All right? So that's something super important. All right? So let me show you how simple it is. All right? Number 2. Think of that as this right here and this right here. So either one of those has to be what? One of those has to be 0. So I want everybody to write down x equals 0 or 2x minus 5 equals 0. Everybody has to write that down. Now you just solve them individually. All right? So is this one already solved for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just one answer is x equals 0. Now over here, we'd have to add 5 to both sides. And so then we'd say 2x equals 5. And then we'd have to do what? Divide by 2. So now we say x equals 5 halves. So my answers are either x equals 0 or x equals 5 halves.
It's going to be x equals
All right.
0.
Now, what happens if I plug 0 into this equation up here? What will I get?
0.
That is correct. What happens if I plug 5 halves into this equation?
Regardless, you get 0.
I will get 0 also. So now, in the past, we've only gotten one answer. I'm telling you now, you will have how many answers? You will have 2 solutions because it's a quadratic. You will have 2 solutions. All right? So the rule, set the factors equal to solve, or set the factors equal to 0 and solve the individual factors. All right, so now let's see if you understand me. Let's go down to number 5. All right, still, I want what? I want everyone, every single time to be thinking GCF. Is there a GCF here? 9x. All right, so we're going to factor out the 9x. So here we go. 9x, open parentheses. X minus 2 equals 0. And now we set the factors equal to 0. 9x equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. And so now, divide by 9. X equals 0. Add 2. X equals what? 2. So those are my 2 solutions. All right, so once again, if I were to plug 0 into the equation up here, I would get what?
0.
And if I were to plug 2 into this equation, I would get what?
0.
0. All right, now I want everybody to look at this again. All right, I remember my math teacher yelling at me all the time. 9x times x minus 2 equals 0. On my paper, I would just write x equals 0 and x equals 2. Oh, you have to show your work. I was like, come on. I know 9 times what is 0. I know x minus 2. If I'm setting that equal to 0, I know x equals 2. If you are comfortable writing the answer after you see the factors, write the answer. All right, if you can do the mental math, do the mental math. I don't like to waste time. I want to get through all the problems. Or I don't care about the arithmetic. I care about, do you understand how to factor? All right, does anybody have any questions with that? All right, so let's see if you understand what I mean. All right, so I need help factoring. Everybody, we've had 200 problems probably now. Everybody should be able to look at that and say, okay, that's this. All right, and what does that factor to? Factors of 32 that can be 14. Someone? Thank you. 16 and what? 16 and 2. All right. So x plus 16, x minus 2. Anybody have any issues with that? So now we're going to come down and just say x equals what, guys? All right, let's just drop that back a step. Thank you. X plus 16 equals 0, or what? X minus 2 equals 0, right? So my solution would be x equals, or, yes. There you have it. Everybody good with this? All right, here we go. Number 11. All right, we got some problems here, a little bit harder. 2 sets of parentheses. Come on.
3x and 1, x and 1.
3x and x. What do I want to try with 16?
4 and 4.
Let's try 4 and 4. Let's see if he's right. How much is that?
4.
And how much is that? Does 4 and 12 make 2?
8 and 2.
So we're going to try 8 and 2. So where does the 8 go? On the left, because 8 times 3 would be way too much. And then 2 over here. How much do I have? 8 and 6. So it'd be negative 8 and plus 2. Now somebody in last class, after we got down to like number 20, said you're going a little too fast. Slow down. You gotta let me know right now. If you don't understand that, now's the time to speak up. I asked everybody when they came to my desk, how are you doing? And everybody said, yeah, I got it. And most of you showed me all 80 problems done. And if you showed me all 80 problems done, is this really a problem here? That's not really a problem. You may be a little slow, and that's okay. But everybody should be able to factor that. All right? So now my answer is, come on. Or, now does anybody need me to show you the middle step on that? Or can everybody say I added 8 and divided by 3? And if I add 8 and divide by 3, 8 divided by 3, that's my answer. Is a fraction. Yes. Yeah. Again, most teachers next year are going to say, show your work. So you would write 3x minus 8 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, and then go from there. You hear me? Right? But some of you guys have got this thing whooped. So if you have it whooped, I want you to do it as quick as you can. All right, anybody have any issues? All right, let's continue on with the fun. Why 4x and 4x? Why do I want 4x and 4x? Wouldn't that be 16 and not 12? Are we doing number 14? All right, help me out. What am I doing with 12x squared? Somebody's going to start with 6 and 2, even though I would have probably started with what? 4 and 3, but that's okay. Jack sees something I don't. All right, so now what, Jack?
Well, 15 would be basically put it on the right, put it on the left. 15 times 2 is 30. That wouldn't really work.
So now what?
Then we'd end up with 30.
I know, so what numbers are we going to use instead of 15 and 1?
4 and 3.
3 and 5. We didn't check 3 and 5. We're doing the factors of 15. You said 15 and 1. There's 3 and 5 also.
Oh, I thought we were
I mean, you put 6 and 2, we might as well try all the factors.
Yeah.
Does 5 and 3, is that going to help me?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, well, yeah, mine
I thought it was 5 and 3. Okay, so where do you want me to put the 5? Oh, yes, I put it the other way. That's good. So now how much is that? Yeah, 18 and 10, right?
that works.
And that works if they are what?
Both negative.
Yeah, if they're both negative. All right, that was good. Very good. Now, again, if I'm doing it all the time, right, you're not getting it. You're practicing right now. All right, now, does everybody understand what I'm saying? I'm just looking at this and saying x is equal to what? 5 over 6, or x equals, and you're really going to annoy your math teacher. And if your math teacher says, show your work next year, you're going to do what? Show your work. All right, you don't have to show them your math skills. All right, just write the answer, all right, the way they want it. But for me, I don't care. I think everybody should, if you can't see x equals 5, 6, I need to show you. Anybody have any questions with those answers? All right, let's go down again. Uh-oh. Now, put a star by this one. What's the GCF?
3.
3. So now watch. If there's no variable, you're allowed to do this. All right, I can divide out the constant, or I can divide out the greatest common factor. And now when I rewrite that, that'll be what?
X to the 7 plus 10. X
Plus 25 equals 0. All right, let's factor this now. Help me.
X and X.
Come on, it's boring just hearing Jack talk.
X, 5 and 5.
And so what would it be?
Plus 5 plus 5 would be 5.
Come on, girls. These boys are annoying me today.
What?
All right.
What? I've been
Just
trying
being
my best.
boys, that's it. All right, you're just annoying. You know that. So what does x equal?
X has to be -5.
X would equal -5. Now, of course, some of you will write x equals -5, x equals -5, and you'll think you're pretty smart. All right, but we're not going to do that because I want you to write, this is called a double root. All right, why is it called a double root? Because the same root, which is called the solution, or sometimes it's called the zero. All right, this is also called a zero. All right, and we'll explain to you more in the next couple weeks why they call it that. But it's called a double root because the solution, it's the same solution written twice. All right, it's the same solution written twice. Yes, sir.
Say I didn't realize that I could divide it all by 3, but I still get the same answer.
No, you would factor out a, yes, eventually, but it just makes the problem harder, right? That's why I'm saying knowing that makes the problem so much easier. All right, what, Oscar? Because I'm smart. Or you can say 3, 30, and 75. What is common with 3, 30, and 75? Brilliant. That's how I knew, because I looked at the numbers and I said at the beginning of the problem, put a star by it. Always look for the GCF. That was your clue. All right, that was your clue. Every single time you should see if there's a GCF. If it's just a number, you divide out the number. It makes the factoring much easier.
So 75x.
Well, it changes the problem. We're going to get to all the bases. All right, don't worry about it. I promise you. All right, here we go on the next one. All right, 20, we got an issue.
Well, it's
So what do I have to do because this is 3 minus x? What does this 5 become? Right, so I want everybody to write x times x minus 3 minus 5 times x minus 3 equals 0. Everybody see that? Now I can do what?
Sort that.
And that becomes
X minus 3, X minus 5.
same boring people doing all the work, girls.
So the first X would be positive 3, second X would be positive 5.
Boring. Thank you.
I prefer to think of my utter and complete brilliance.
You know, that's what I was originally going to say.
Well,
That's
let me just
what I was.
say, geniuses only come around so often.
Right. I was only going to say that. Right. That was my second thought. All right. Trust me.
So annoying and boring. You absolute mastermind genius.
That's what I was thinking. I really wanted to say that, but I didn't want to build up the ego. All right. Here we go. What is wrong with 23?
10.
Girls, killing me. All right. This 10 is not a 0. So I have to make it. See if you understand me. 2x squared minus x minus 10 equals 0. What did I do? Move the 10 from the right to the left because every quadratic has to be set equal to 0. Now is it possible to factor? Yes. So because we are geniuses, all right.
What do you find?
Girls, what are we doing here? Factoring, right? Are you girls, y'all sleeping? Is that what the problem is?
No.
Grace,
Alden's the
Grace,
sleeper.
jump in here, Grace. Tell them what the answer
Alden's the
is.
sleeper. He's not here.
True. All right. On which side? So hold up, Grace. What side am I putting the 5 on? There's called a right and a left.
Center.
Shh. All right. So now what? See how much better that sounded, boys? It sounded much better. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Grace.
What, just because he had a higher pitched voice. That seems like a scam.
Get used to it. That's all I can say. Get used to it. All right. Here we go. Now, from here, everyone should be able to just tell me what the answer is. I don't have to write 2x minus 5 equals 0 because we already know x equals what? Or
The other one. Somebody literally.
Or what?
X minus 2. X equals negative 6. You know what I mean.
Yeah, what you say and what you mean, much different things. All right, so now those of you guys who are listening, hey, look up on the board. If I were to plug 5 over 2 into this top equation, what would it equal?
0.
10.
Girls, what would it equal?
10.
10, thank you.
Or should I?
Yeah, I was gonna say, a little high pitch there. All right, 10 is correct. Anybody have any issues with 23? All right, here we go. Now, put a little star by this one.
I know what to do.
How many solutions are there?
4.
4 solutions.
What?
There are 4 solutions here because the exponent, the largest exponent, or what's referred to as the degree, tells you the number of solutions. That is called the fundamental theorem of algebra. All right. So now I need help factoring x to the 4th.
I'm an absolute genius, so I can go ahead and say at the top of my head that this is negative 25 and negative 1.
So I need the factors though first.
X squared and squared.
Oh, x to the second, and x to the second. And then on the left, -1, on the right, negative 25.
That's actually good. All right. Now I need to factor these individually. All right. So here we go. That factors to what? Yeah. So everybody at this stage of the game should be able to just say, I know that's x plus 1, x minus 1, x plus 5, and x minus 5. The order does not matter. All right. Now this one's a little bit harder. All right. Now from there, instead of writing it this way, here's how the average person would write it. X equals -1, 1, -5, or 5. So now instead of writing it out like that, you're allowed to write plus or minus 1, comma, plus or minus 5. All right, notice the positive on top of the negative. That means positive 1 or negative 1, positive 5 or negative 5. This is traditionally now how we write it. If for some crazy reason you decide to write it this way, I don't have a problem. All right, it's just not necessary. Tell me.
Can we use that symbol if we don't know whether the answer should be positive or negative?
Yeah, very funny. That means both answers then.
Yeah.
All right.
Could we?
No. All right, here we go. What's the problem here, guys?
It's 11.
Equal to 11.
Equal to 11. So I have to do what
So
to
you
the
subtract the 11, those two cancel each other out. So
x
we can just
squared
remove
minus 6x equals 0.
Yeah.
All right. Now, again, I always try to tell kids, if you're not careful, you'll make a mistake here. You're looking for the GCF. And the GCF is what?
X.
Very good. X is the GCF. Please put X down and pay attention if you're not seeing this. I factor out the X. I'm left with X minus 6. All right, from there, it's just X equals 0 or X equals 6. Exactly. All right. Now keep in mind, if I plug 0 into the top up here, it's going to equal what? If I plug 6 on the top, it's going to equal what? There you have it. All right. Now, the next one, I need everybody to put a star by number 32. It's really and truly as hard as it gets. All right, but not really. All right, but not really. All right, so first and foremost here, it's equal to 3, which is a problem, correct? And then, now listen to me. I'm not able to just subtract 3 because the x plus 4 times the x plus 2 is a product. You understand what I'm saying? Or I can't just subtract 3 and then combine it there. All right, so the reason why this is a little bit harder is because you have to first multiply that out and then you subtract the 3. All right, now multiplying this out, I'm trying to teach kids good mental math. All right, so I want everybody to look up, because I want everybody to be able to do this. I want everybody to look at that and just say, I know that's x squared plus 6x plus 8. All right, everybody should be able to do that. Now, if you don't do that, you just don't see the pattern yet. So let me tell you the pattern. First of all, and I know everybody knows this, we got x times x is x squared. The 6x comes from the result of the smiley faces. How much is this? 4x. You're supposed to be able to hold that in your head. Then you go, this is 2x. You're supposed to be able to hold that in your head and say, what was in my head before? 4x and 2x makes what? 6x, and then 4 times 2 is. That's how you multiply out quadratics in your head, and you go, wow, that's amazing that that person can do that. It has nothing to do with, wow, you're so smart. It has to do with the fact that you understand the pattern to multiply. That's it. And I want everybody to be able to do that. All right? So again, x squared plus 6x plus 8. What?
Couldn't we?
No.
No.
If there was a better way, I would tell you.
Hear me out. Could we put the -3 in parentheses, because parentheses like.
As I was saying, no. All right, here we go. So x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 3. Now you move the 3 over, it becomes what? X squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 0. Now it's set equal to 0. Now we can factor. All right? So now this factors 2. Right. So at this stage, you should be able to just say x plus 1 times x plus 5. So now you just say x equals -1 or x equals -5. That is true. All right. Listen to me, guys. Very, very important. All right. And if you understand that, these are easy. All right. Let's just do a couple more and then we'll call it a day. All right. So everybody factor 35, please. All right. As soon as you have it factored, you can tell me. No, I don't. I just want the two factors. You don't have to tell me. What? I want the factors. I need the factors. 3x minus 2 and x plus 3. -2, +3 is 7. Brilliant. See how easy it is? Seriously, it's really easy. All right. X equals what?
2/3.
Equals what? -3. All right. Now again, as I've been saying, I can't help you if you don't speak up here. All right, and you all told me at the beginning of class you know how to factor. So it's not that big a deal. All right, one extra step. All right, last one for today.
Can I please speak?
No,
Oh, crushing my soul.
you're welcome. They don't call me the soul crusher for nothing. Oh, Miss Brandeis, I like that. Loud and proud, go. You are amazing. So now what?
She must have stolen my answer. 'Cause I
Yeah, she looks. Now, you forgot one major thing. You're moving the 7, right? So it's not positive, but what? You understand me, right? Again, I can't tell you how important that is for everyone to be able to see the math like that. All right, I don't want you to make the mistake and write 7/2. I want you to remember, in your head, you should be saying, I'm moving the 7, so that becomes -7, and then I'm dividing by 2. That's how you should be visualizing it. All right, and then you're moving the 1, so or x equals -1. All right, I'm real happy with today, guys. All right, so again, listen, I said something to my other class. I know we have some time left. I know we have a few minutes, right? So listen, I told kids in the other class, look, if you're struggling with factoring, don't take 4 days off. All right, don't take 4 days off. Practice a little bit every day on the factoring if you're struggling. All the videos are posted. You can review all of them. All right, it's just experience. If you're slow, that just means you don't have the experience. That's it. You haven't done all the problems. I know how you can copy and paste and do all this fancy stuff. You think you're pulling a fast one on me. I gave you the answer for the reason. I don't care about the fancy stuff. All right? You're only pulling a fast one on yourself. Nothing beats experience. And you have to do the problems. And if you do the problems, you'll be an expert. All right? It's not difficult. All right? So if you're struggling, don't take 4 days off. All right? Practice a little bit. All right? Because on Friday, we're having a quiz over just this topic. Over these, whatever many problems, plus another 50. All right? That's all we're doing. You're going to be great at factoring. All right? When you're sitting in your calculus class, you'll still be doing what? Factoring. It's that important. All right? So please, all right, enjoy your 4 days. But if you're struggling just a little bit, practice. Because on Monday, we're just going to finish knocking this worksheet out, and it'll be all due on Tuesday. All right, good job for today, actually. Great job.
I'm still wondering